Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Greg Young, and I'm coming to you live one more time from Davenport, Florida. And this morning in my morning life wake ups, I want to talk about we deserve the best out of life. And the reason why I say we deserve the best out of life is because we have, for so many times in our lifestyle of growing up from birth, going through your childhood stage in life, your baby stage, growing up, and doing all these things in life, and we have been just settling. But I'm here to tell you this morning in the morning life wake ups is that we deserve the best, and we need to do what it takes to go out there and get the best out of life so we can live our best life that we deserve, because we're not put on this earth to struggle, and we're not put on this earth to accept something just because we need it. You know, we have choices in life, and we should be able to make those choices according to what we want, not what somebody else wants. You know, like say for instance, we shouldn't just take a job just because we need to pay the bills and be comfortable and be satisfied and just live that away because we accept that lifestyle, because that's the lifestyle that we seen other people's do growing up. But now it's time for us to break that cycle of just accepting something or just settling for something, and know that we deserve the best and go out there and get it, no matter what it takes. No matter what you in life, you deserve the best. You deserve to be able to work where you want to work when you want to work, and work how you want to work. You deserve to have the relationship that you deserve, to where you can be happy like you want to be happy, and not just settle for a relationship just because of loneliness or just because you want companionship. There's one thing about having companionship, in which it's a great thing, but there's the greatest thing about having companionship is having a companionship to where they appreciate you just as much as you appreciate them. You are doing just as much for them as they are doing for you. That's a deserving the best companionship. Don't just settle for a companionship with somebody, you know, just because they're paying the bills or they're taking you on trips or they're spending money on you. That means nothing if they're not treating you right. So you have to realize today that we deserve the best out of life. We don't have to settle for something in life just because we feel like we need it or we feel like we want it, you know, because we've done that enough. You know, we grew up, they told you growing up, they told me growing up, go to school, get good grades, graduate with honors, go to college, get a good job. I did that. But that was not what I deserved out of life, because it didn't give me what I wanted out of life. If it had gave me what I wanted out of life, I wouldn't have changed my career from working a 9 to 5 to becoming an entrepreneur. So what we have to realize is that we deserve the best out of life, no matter what the sacrifices are that we have to go through to get it. But if you want the best out of life, there are sacrifices that you have to go through. But what I'm saying to you this morning in my morning life wake ups is, do not settle just because you feel like you can't do no better, because you can always advance yourself if you advance your thinking pattern process. So just remember that. Don't just settle and say, okay, hey, I deserve this, but in a sense, you know, I know that I'm not going to get this if I don't put forth the effort that I need to do in order to make this happen. In order for you to get what you deserve out of life, you got to put in the process. You got to put in some work. You got to be willing to sacrifice some things in order to get to where you want to be in life. In order to get what you want out of life, they require sacrifice and dedication. But the question is, we've been settling because we're not willing to sacrifice and dedicate ourselves to go out there and get what we deserve, knowing that we deserve the best out of life, but we always settle. Why do we always settle? 9 times out of 10, when a person settles with something, is because they get to the point in life to where they give up on themselves. They have tried so many different things of trying to get the best out of life, what they deserve out of life, but it's just not working out and they're just not getting it. So now they eventually give up and they just settle for whatever life throws at them. But I'm here to tell you this morning, in my morning life wake-ups, we do not have to settle for nothing in life, no matter what it is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a business, whether it's a decision, whatever. You don't have to settle and think that you cannot do no better. You don't have to settle and stay comfortable with working a 9 to 5 and not think that you cannot become an investor and create a second strand of income on top of what you're previously doing. You don't have to settle. So that's what I'm saying to you in this morning, in my morning life wake-ups, is that we deserve the best out of life. But the question is, are we going to do what it takes to go out there and get the best out of life, what we deserve? Or are we going to keep settling like we have been doing for so many years and basically have not gotten anywhere? So now we're not getting what we deserve out of life because of the simple fact that we're settling. We have too many people that is comfortable and not willing to get uncomfortable so they can get the best out of life, what they deserve. So they settle. So they say, well, you know what? I've been working here for this job for 5-10 years. You know, they treat me pretty nice. I got a pretty substantial 401k going. I'm doing okay. I'm not really struggling. I'm time broke. I'm living from paycheck to paycheck, but I'm living. And people settle for that. But why is that? You know why people settle for that? Is because of the simple fact that they don't have the courage and the willpower and the confidence within themselves to believe that they can get uncomfortable and stop being comfortable and stop settling for less than what they deserve out of life, so they don't go for it. But I'm here to tell you this morning, don't settle for nothing in life, because you deserve the best. We deserve the best. But it's up to us to go out there and get it. I can't go out there and get it for you. You can't go out there and get it for me. I've got to be my own action taker and decision maker to go out and get what I deserve out of life, because I deserve the best. You've got to be your own action taker and decision maker and go out there and get out of life what you deserve, because you deserve the best. And don't settle, because when you settle, then you're accepting defeat. And the reason why I say you're accepting defeat, because you're becoming comfortable with what you have, knowing that it's not what you deserve, knowing that you deserve the best, knowing that you deserve more in life than what you're settling for or what you have in the lifestyle that you're living right now. But you settle because a lot of times you have fear that you cannot move forward to the next level because you don't have what it takes. Don't sell yourself short in believing that you don't have what it takes to get what you deserve out of life, because you deserve the best. And until you realize that you deserve the best and go out there and do what it takes to get what you deserve out of life and what you want, then you're going to keep settling. You're going to keep telling yourself that you cannot do no more because you're not trying to do no more. You're going to keep telling yourself that you cannot make no more because you're not trying to earn no more. You're going to keep telling yourself that you have to stay where you are because you grew up poor, your parents was poor, or you grew up average, and the average life is all you can live. But that's your conscious mind way of thinking. We need to learn how to use our subconscious mind way of thinking and realize that whatever the mind can conceive and achieve and believe, you can have. So you need to know that we deserve the best out of life, and we need to get up and start moving and go out there and do what it takes and get what we deserve out of life, because we deserve the best, and stop settling. We have settled for so long. We have settled for people telling us that we can't do no better because of where we came from. But let me tell you something right now, because I really want you to get this, because it's not about where you came from. It's about where you're going. Where you came from does not define your destination as to where you're headed. And I'll tell you why. Because if you grew up in a family, a middle-class family, and all you had growing up was middle class living, and you believe that's all you can have for the rest of your life, then you don't believe you deserve the best. Because if you believe that you deserve the best, you would believe that you deserve more than just an average middle class living. Another thing, if all your life, when you was growing up as a child, and all you seen was your parents going out there working hard, trading time for dollars, and barely making ends meet to take care of you and your siblings, and then you grew up and you believe that that's all you could do, and that's all you've been doing, I'm here to tell you right now, the time is now for you to break that curse and that cycle of family poverty, because that's what you've been living in. You've been led to believe that you have to live in family poverty for the rest of your life based upon your upcoming and what you had coming up and how you grew up and what you went through. And now you have told yourself that you can't do no more than work a 9 to 5 because that's what everybody in your family did. Nobody in your family never became a first generational millionaire. Nobody in your family never believed that they deserved the best and went out there and got it. Why don't you be the first one in your family to break that curse and to break that cycle of that poverty mindset of living? Why don't you be that first one to become that first generational millionaire in your family? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with you knowing that you deserve the best and wanting the best and doing everything that it takes to go out there and accomplish the best so you can live the best lifestyle that you deserve? Because we deserve the best. And we need to realize that we deserve the best. But we cannot realize that we deserve the best out of life if we're stuck in the past. You got to move on. You cannot blame what happened to you yesterday to create your future for tomorrow. You cannot do that. You cannot blame what happened to you years back to create your future for tomorrow. You cannot blame how you grew up to create your future for tomorrow. So now what I'm saying to you in my morning life wake-ups this morning is that it is time for you to stop making excuses and settling for something that you don't deserve when you know you deserve the best. Why would you settle for someone that treats you halfway right when you can go out there and find someone that can treat you like a king or a queen? But all you have to do is be patient and wait on it. And don't accept something that's not within your standards. And don't do something that is not within your standards. You have standards in life. Don't go below your standards just to satisfy your physical needs. I'll say that again. Don't go below your standards just to satisfy your physical needs, Because once you do that, you're degrading yourself as a man or a woman. You're accepting something that you know that's not right for you. But you want that because you need that companionship. But you know that that person is not doing what they need to do as far as giving their all to you in this relationship, but you stay there. Why? Because you have not realized that you deserve the best out of life. When you realize that you deserve the best out of life, you will stop settling. When you realize that you deserve the best out of life, you will stop accepting someone just because they buy you presents, they take you on trips, but they don't treat you right. They disrespect you all the time. But you do that, you take that because they spend money on you. They give you what you want. It's not about having what you want if you're not happy with it. That's what we have to realize in life. You can have what you want, but if you're not happy with it, there's no point in having it. That's why I say we deserve the best out of life. If you have the best out of life and you're happy with it, now you know that you deserve the best. But if you're settling for something in life just because you're lonely or just because you want a physical fix or whatever it may be to get you by through that point in time, to just settle. Or if you're settling trading time for dollars just because you got to pay your bills and you want to keep a roof over your head and you want to keep food on your table, rethink your decision and say, hey, just what if I were to stop settling and start thinking on the term that we deserve the best out of life. So why am I settling? Ask yourself that question. Each and every one of you all, if you're not in your life where you want to be right now, and things is not going the way you want it to be in your life, physically, mentally, financially, relationship-wise, whatever the case is, evaluate your situation and see what is going on in your life that you need to create change within right now. And I challenge you right now, from this day forward, to do what it takes to create that type of change that you need in your life so you can start living the life that you deserve. So you can start living the life that you deserve the best, to getting the best out of. You deserve the best. But if you don't realize that you deserve the best out of life, you're going to keep settling. So ask yourself, am I getting what I deserve out of life, or do I keep settling just because of my conscious mindset telling me that I can't do no better than work a 9 to 5, or my conscious mindset telling me that I can't find a relationship to where someone is going to love me for me and respect me for me and treat me the way I need to be treated, like a man or a woman, and respect me with pride, dignity, and honesty and loyalty? Or am I just going to keep settling for whatever's thrown my way and I take it just because I want companionship? Or am I just going to keep settling for whatever gets thrown my way and I take it just because I want to earn a paycheck? Ask yourself that question, because you need to really search deep within, because we deserve the best out of life, but we cannot get the best out of life until we realize that we deserve the best. And like I said, if you're settling for something in life right now, you haven't realized that you deserve the best out of life. When you realize that you deserve the best out of life, you will do what it takes in order for you to be able to get to that next level in life, wherever it is you want to go. But that choice is yours. But before you can go there, I want you to really understand what I'm about to say. You got to realize that you deserve the best out of life, and you should not settle under no circumstances. Because number one, you are a king or a queen. Kings and queens do not settle. They sit on their throne gracefully, and they respect others with respect, pride, dignity, and loyalty. And if you don't have a king or a queen that respects you like that, then you're settling. Stop settling and go out there and find your king or find your queen and put your crown on their head. And be happy and thankful and grateful that you didn't give up until you found that. Because there's no need for you to settle in life on nothing. Because we have choices. You know, we don't have to settle for working a 9 to 5. We just chose to. You know why we chose to settle for working a 9 to 5? Because it's comfortable, it's easy, and it's convenient. Number one, it's comfortable because there's no challenge. All I got to do is get up in the morning, take a shower, go to that job, work those amount of hours, clock out, come home. It's convenient because I already have a plan in place. Go to work, 9 to 5, come home. And it's easy because it's a routine. It has become a routine to me, so now it's easy. So now that's why it's easy for you to get comfortable with where you are and don't realize that you deserve more. Because of the simple fact that you sit back and you don't have no self-confidence within yourself. You don't have no self-belief within yourself. You're not thinking with your subconscious mind way of thinking. You're accepting. So I'm telling you right now in my morning life wake-ups, stop accepting and start getting what you deserve out of life. Because we deserve the best out of life. And the only way that we're going to know that we deserve the best out of life is that when we decide to make a decision to become an action taker and a decision maker to stop being comfortable where we are, to take on a different lifestyle than where we're at, to do a new thing, to strive to be successful at doing something new. How do you know that you cannot do something new if you've never tried a new thing? How do you know that you cannot create a second strand of income on top of what you're previously doing if you've never made a decision to try? So I just want you to know we deserve the best out of life. So stop settling because you don't have to. You know, you're a ruler. You're the head and not the tail. You're above and not beneath. You're first and not last. So remember that. And remember that we deserve the best out of life, but we have to realize within ourselves how to stop being comfortable and how to stop settling for whatever life throws our way. And then we sit back and we say, well, I've been doing this for this long. I guess I'll work until I die. If you got that attitude, that's what's going to happen. I guess I'll trade time for dollars until I die. I guess I'll just retire and then, you know, after I retire, I have a little bit of money, be able to do a little thing. But then after that, I don't have nothing. Now I got to go back and become that greeter at Walmart after I worked for somebody for 40 years. Does that make any sense in your life? Are you giving yourself what you deserve? Are you telling yourself that we deserve the best out of life? That's not getting the best out of life. That's settling for something that makes you comfortable. Get uncomfortable. Learn how to get uncomfortable and go out there and realize that you deserve the best out of life and go for it. No matter how hard it is, because nothing is easy in life. But if you want to live a lifestyle to where you know that you're living a lifestyle of what you deserve out of life, and knowing that we deserve the best out of life and we're getting it, you got to change your thinking pattern process. You cannot always be engulfed on what people say, what people tell you you can and cannot accomplish. You cannot always be engulfed in the fast talking and the slick talking that people tell you to get inside your head to make decisions when you're not thinking that you deserve the best. Don't never allow another individual to get inside your head and tell you that you do not deserve the best out of life. Because as soon as you do that, you have allowed that person to manipulate you. And we have been manipulated for too long. So now it's time for us to wake up and smell the coffee, because the coffee is brewing. We've got to wake up and realize and stop letting people manipulate us into being what they want us to be. And realize that we deserve the best, and I will not be manipulated by somebody that is not giving me the best. Or I will not be manipulated by a system that is keeping me broke. We have to learn that. We have to figure out a way to leverage our time. You know, we have to figure a way to make our money work for us instead of us working for our money. But we have been manipulated by the system for so long that our conscious mind way of thinking believes that we cannot get what we deserve out of life. We know that we deserve the best, and we know that we want the best out of life, but we still settle. Why is that? Sometimes because we have a fear of not being successful. We get comfortable with what we've been doing for all these years, and it has been working, and we say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's been broken for life and for years, but we never realized it was broken. You know why we never realized it was broken? Because we never realized that we deserve the best out of life. So we kept telling ourselves, I'm okay, you know, so what? I, have to work all the time and I'm spend more time on the job than I do with my family. So what? I'm living from paycheck to paycheck. So what? I'm drowning in student loan debt. Everybody else is. Why not me? But why do we want to be a part of the masses? Why do we want to be just like everybody else? Why can't we be different? Why can't we be the ones to realize that we deserve the best out of life and become that action taker and decision maker and go out there and get what we deserve out of life and stop settling? Why can't we do that? You know why we can't do that? Because we have been programmed by our conscious mind way of thinking to believe that we cannot go no higher than where we are right now. And so therefore, we settle at where we are because it's convenient and it's comfortable. And now we realize after all those years of us settling, we're unhappy. And then when we realize we're unhappy, now we want to sit back and tell ourselves we deserve the best out of life, but we never want to make that first step to get it. But we always want to complain where we're at, but we never do nothing to change our situation. We always want to complain about, man, I got to get up every morning and go to work and go to this job, man. When is this going to end? You know when it's going to end? When you put an end to it. When you put an end to it. You control the destiny. You are in the driver's seat of your own journey in life. You have the power to change it. Nobody else but you. But as long as you sit around and complain about it and do nothing about it, and you don't realize that you deserve the best out of life, you're going to stay where you're at. So I'm saying that to say this morning. I just want people to know, if you've been living a lifestyle for the past 5, the past 10 years that you're not satisfied with, and you want more out of life, go for more. Become an action taker and a decision maker. Take a leap out on a limb. Invest in something and see how it goes. You'll be surprised with just one effort how it could change your whole entire life if you make that decision to do so. But if you keep sitting up here telling yourself that you deserve the best and never going for it and always settling, you're going to stay where you're at. So I just want you to know that we deserve the best out of life, and we need to stop settling. We need to stop letting people manipulate us. We need to stop being manipulated by the system and go out there and get what we deserve, because we deserve the best out of life. Now, once again, I want to thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my Morning Life Wake Ups this morning. And I really appreciate your support, but I'm going to change my Morning Life Wake Ups time from right around 8 o'clock, in between 8 and 8:30, from 7 and 7 o'clock, because now, you know, my kids are out of school, so now I don't have to worry about doing the homeschooling with them. So now, you know, I'm going to set it back to in between 8 and 8:30. So now a lot of more people may be able to get on that wasn't up at that time. But that will be the new time, starting today and moving forward. So, but like I said, just remember, and I appreciate all your likes, comments, and shares, and keep them coming. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, you know, because your support is well needed. And I know that I'm making a difference when people like, come in, and share on my videos, because I know that I'm reaching people in the world. And I really appreciate it. But I got a call to action by ZenseMakesSense.com this morning, which is my new product called Skin Tech. It cleans, moisturizes, and protects. It keeps you protected up to 4 hours from bacteria, viruses, harmful chemicals. So if you're interested, click the link below at ZenseMakesSense.com. But just remember, we deserve the best out of life. So don't settle for less, because you deserve the best. In whatever you chose to do in life, always tell yourself, I want these words to resonate with you all this week. We deserve the best out of life. And if you say that to yourself each and every day, when you find yourself in a situation to where you see yourself just accepting something just for a certain thing, then you will realize that you deserve the best out of life, and you will not accept that. You will move on past that and go get what you deserve. So with that being said, thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my Morning Life Wake Ups this morning. And God bless you all, and stay safe out there. Drive safe on the highway if you're headed to work this morning, or if you're out and about shopping, whatever you're doing, do it in a safe manner. And just remember that God loves you, and so do I, and have a blessed day, and goodbye.